What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have some really exciting news about Venom 3. We have to talk about Spider-Man, of course, but particularly which Spider-Man that Venom is going to go up against in Venom 3. And one of those things we'll be talking about today is also when to expect Venom 3 to release in theaters. It looks like we could have a good idea of when its release date could actually be.
Do you feel me? What the hell are you? We are Venom. On second thought, please.
Now, things can be quite confusing based off of the post-credit scene that we got for Venom 2 and then the post-credit scene that we got for Spider-Man No Way Home. And honestly, it was kind of a big slap in the face to us Marvel fans. The post-credit for Venom 2 put Tom Hardy's Venom in the MCU, but then the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home took him out but left a piece of the Venom symbiote behind, telling us that the next Spider-Man film in the MCU would be about Venom, but it would not be Tom Hardy's Venom. However, there is still good news about Venom 3, and that good news is it's still going to be about Spider-Man. It's still going to be a Venom versus Spider-Man movie. Tom Hardy has expressed this multiple times, and since now Venom and Eddie Brock in the Sony Spider-Man universe know who Spider-Man is, and the last thing that they said in the post-credit scene of Venom 2 was that they need to track down this Spider-Man, we're all assuming that this is indeed what is going to happen, but in the Sony Spider-Man universe now. But the really cool news about that is it could be Andrew Garfield Spider-Man that we could see going up against Tom Hardy's Venom. And the great news is the new report today is that we could be finding out more about Venom 3 pretty soon, as we have a report from Daniel RPK that Venom 3 will begin filming from June to September in the UK this year. And that's only about 5 months away, and you know what happens when they start filming. We start to get leaks, we start to get set photos, and we just learn more about the movie in general. So I would say we're only about 5 months away from finding out who this Spider-Man is going to be. Now, hopefully, or maybe not hopefully, depending on your views about this, but I kind of hope Sony keeps it a secret. I hope we are actually surprised about who the new Spider-Man could be, but at the same time, I do hope it's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He is the only Spider-Man that really hasn't gone up against Venom. And no, Tom Holland's Spider-Man has not gone up against Venom yet. However, based off of what we know, Tom Holland has signed another deal with Marvel Studios to appear in 6 more movies in the MCU. 3 of them are new Spider-Man films, 2 of them are new Avengers films, and 1 is kind of a mystery right now. However, rumor has it that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be getting the Venom symbiote black suit in Avengers Secret Wars, just like he does for the very first time ever in the comics. So Tom Holland's Spider-Man will indeed have a Venom storyline, which leaves Andrew Garfield as the only one that wouldn't have had a Venom storyline. So I'm really hoping that it is him in Venom 3. Now, Tom Hardy has expressed multiple times and has teased on Instagram multiple times that Venom 3, Venom versus Spider-Man, is the ultimate goal. That if it were the Olympics, Venom versus Spider-Man is the gold medal, which he wants to go for and would be insane to not go for. Plus, not to mention on his Instagram, he did already tease Spider-Man by teasing the Venom 3 script with a red S written on it. Not to mention, Tom Hardy has teased several times Spider-Man and Venom on his personal Instagram before deleting the post. It's something that Tom Hardy is definitely known for. Giving us a little tease and then deleting it from his Instagram very quickly because he knows that people are going to screenshot it and it's going to end up online and it's going to end up in one of my YouTube videos, among many others. But Tom Hardy knows this, and it's kind of a cool thing that he does. I actually like it. So, according to this report, production and filming is going to start for this movie in June of this year, which means pre-production is going to start before that. And as far as when Venom 3 is going to hit theaters, when its release date is going to be, we can kind of narrow it down based off of how Venom 1 and Venom 2 operated. TheDirect.com has pointed out that the last 2 Venom films, production has usually officially kicked off around a year out from the film's eventual or planned release. So the first Venom film began production in late October of 2017, and the movie actually made its theatrical debut on October 5th of 2018, a year later. Then, Venom Let There Be Carnage began filming on November 15th of 2019, and it originally planned to be released on October 2nd of 2020, but of course, since the pandemic happened and everything got pushed around, it would eventually get pushed back to release in October of 2021, a year later. So it had some reshoots, and of course COVID-19 affected it, but it was originally planned on being released in theaters about a year after it began production. So going back to the report from Daniel RPK from his latest Patreon post where he stated that Venom 3 is set to film from June to September, it's looking like we're going to be getting Venom 3 in 2024, most likely in October, because the past Venom movies, both of them, had October release dates. In fact, Venom Let There Be Carnage, even after they had to postpone the release date a year, was still eventually released in October, so it does seem like Sony likes these October release dates, and they have done well for them in the past. However, of course, there is always the possibility that Sony could change this and want Venom to be a summer film. However, with October and Halloween being in October and that entire season kind of being spooky, Venom does fit into that category very well. So if I had to assume, I would say October of 2024 is most likely when we'll get Venom 3, which is most likely going to be Venom versus Spider-Man. However, it could come before that. It could come summer of 2024. So we have our window now of when the release date for Venom 3 is going to be. Now, sadly, Tom Hardy has kind of expressed that this is most likely going to be his final Venom movie. This is it, and he wants to go out on top by having it be a Spider-Man film. And right now, we do know that Sony is setting up a live-action Spider-Verse for their entire universe. Madam Web is going to introduce, well, Madam Web, who is a cosmic entity, essentially, who can travel throughout the multiverse. So we're most likely going to be introduced to many different variants of Spider-Man in this new universe that we're about to see from Sony. So since they have some Spider-Man who are actually kind of disposable right now because there's going to be so many different variants, I'm wondering if this final Venom film will show Venom killing Spider-Man. I don't think it's something that will most likely happen. Fans don't want to see Spider-Man die, but I know a lot of fans are typically against the whole, oh, we're going to go against each other, but then in the end, we're going to find a common enemy and have to work together type of film, much like Batman versus Superman. You knew one of them wasn't going to kill the other, and you knew eventually they would team up together to fight an actual villain. So they could avoid that since Venom does hate Spider-Man so much and just have Venom kind of defeat Spider-Man. Now that doesn't mean he has to die, but what a twist that would be. But still, I wouldn't like to see Spider-Man die. So as far as any big news that could possibly be coming out for Venom 3, it's going to come out very soon. But it looks like for the most part we know right now that it is going to be a Venom versus Spider-Man movie. The only question is right now, who is going to play the Spider-Man? Sony has a lot of plans for their Spider-Verse. There are many different possibilities, but fingers crossed that it's Andrew Garfield. But hey, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Would you like to see him go up against Andrew Garfield, or would you like to see him go up against a different Spider-Man, possibly a new one? Let us know down below in the comments. And if you want to keep up to date on Venom 3 and all Spider-Man news, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. For live updates, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.